All right. Well, big congratulations and introduction to Don from Milwaukee, who was recently awarded 3 territories with Gameday. Yay.
Woohoo!
All right. So congratulations, Don. Thanks for hopping on today and talking a little bit about your journey to get here. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah. So just kind of tell everybody what you did before and then kind of what made you interested that maybe business ownership was a better option than a W-2.
Yeah, it's probably two things. I've been in corporate America, done a lot of cross-functional work, whether it's operations, purchasing, engineering, product management, basically building a background for general management. And I thought, why would I want to be a general manager for corporate America when I could be a general manager for myself? That's one thing. And then the other thing is really I'm a men's health addict. I bike all the time. I'm very fit. That's a big portion of my life. And I want to do what I can for my fellow man. So yeah, those are probably two reasons.
Absolutely. And you're from a big professional sports state, Milwaukee.
Woo! Go Packers.
Go
Big
Packers.
weekend.
Yeah. So we were filming this the weekend before our second playoff game this year.
Yeah.
So we're kind of excited about that. But
And the Bucks and the Brewers, everybody's doing
well,
well.
that's just it. We got everything. So yeah, we're ready. Good name for our businesses. So question on you looked at a couple different things. So would love to you just to kind of touch on the process of working with me and with integrity as far as how we landed at Gameday. I think it was one of the early ones that we talked about.
Yeah.
But it's not like you went right down that rabbit hole. So a
No,
little bit
we
about
started
that.
out, I want to say maybe we talked about 10 to a dozen verbally. And then just verbally, we narrowed that down to a little less than 10, then investigated a couple more, narrowed it down. It was multiple layers here. Then
Right.
after a little investigation, narrowed that down to 6, a couple more calls, weekly calls with each franchise, and narrowed it down to 3.
Right.
And I actually visited 3 for Discovery Day, Confirmation Day, whatever each franchise calls it. I actually went to 3,
Right.
and it was pretty much a clear choice to go to Gameday. For instance, I went to one Discovery Day and there were 3 people. I went to another Discovery Day, it was 2 people. I went to Gamedays and it was 30 people. So you could tell that there was a lot of energy and momentum around Gameday. And
Yeah,
there's no
absolutely. Well,
guys.
and I think for you too, I think like for people that are watching to understand that you bought into the talking with multiple brands will give you a clearer vision, not just of what you want, but of what maybe you thought you wanted in a brand
Yeah,
and how, as you start to learn about them, you had good in-depth conversations from the
absolutely.
beginning with those brands. And I think I want people to know that's okay. Like
Yeah.
that's how you learned without me just verbal vomit over franchise lingo. Like,
Well, the only downside of my strategy, like I said, I took 3 all the way to confirmation or discovery, whatever you want to call it.
right,
And that's almost a full-time job,
right.
managing 3 franchises. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah, and we had talked about that too. Like not everybody, most people don't go to multiple confirmation and discovery days. Usually that's when you'll narrow it down. But for you to learn and to really kind of solidify your decision with Gameday, that's how what you needed to do
Absolutely.
to walk away feeling totally confident. And I think like that's important. You have to do this is your big decision and how you make it, I can guide it,
Yeah.
but it still has to come from you, right? So, all right. So, what's the plan? When are you going to open and be my southern neighbor?
Yeah. Opening, I would say, is targeted July plus or minus.
Yeah.
It's roughly 6 months on average to open up a location. So my first of 3 should open in 6 months from January, which is July. Because I really started, some might say I started in mid-December, but I didn't do much. I paid a deposit. But most of the work I've done has been in January here. So I'm counting that 6 months. So I'm thinking July. And my big decision now is of the 3 territories, which one to go with.
Right.
One has demographics, dense population, high household income. Another one has high household income, not as much demographics, not as much density, I should say.
Right.
And the other one, large territory, but not as much income, not as much density. So I have to figure out which one to go with first.
those business ownership decisions. And I think it's cool too. You know, when you talk about the timing of this, we're at the middle of January right now. And so we were just talking earlier offline, found the doctor or close to finding the doctor, have already looked at 10 locations. I mean, I think that goes to the support of this kind of emerging newer brand, right? That's kind of what everybody was sitting back, crossing our arms on was, okay, can they support? And your story right now is saying, right now they've done what they said they were going to do, right?
The two big milestones are the doctor and the lease.
Yeah.
One would say I'm ahead of schedule if all goes well.
Yep.
The doctor that I'm going to shake hands with tomorrow, it might not work out, but if it does work out tomorrow, I'm ahead of schedule.
Right.
And reference looking places to lease, I'm probably ahead of schedule there. I've got looked at 10, and I would say 5 or 6 made the cut, but I want to look at a couple more, spreading out the territories a little bit.
Okay.
And then that'll force my decision on where to start first.
Right. And then it's like, then we wait a little bit, but that's business, right? So, but
Your
no,
decision was easier on where to start first, I think.
absolutely, absolutely, because our territories are 40 minutes apart, so we're definitely like we really wanted to start in Appleton, so a little bit trickier than you. So, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you working with me. I appreciate the patience of. I tell everybody it kind of goes like this until it goes like this, and so I appreciate you being part of that because it hopefully worked out. We're going to be co-franchisees for a long time. So,
Absolutely.
congratulations. All right, let's pop this confetti.
Woohoo!
And we'll go, let's go 3, 2, 1. Oh, there goes mine.
Mine went, but it didn't.
Did it go?
Yeah, it's
everywhere. It just didn't go.
Yeah.
The power of video editing, it's going to just come raining down around you. All right. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Lisa.
All right. Thanks, Don. Bye.
Take care.